Been a busy couple of days, and today at Wholesome Roots Farmstead I have done the morning chores, and I have been doing chores inside the house. As you can hear the dishwasher running, sorry about that. Anyway, I was realizing that my goat milk kefir has been adding up, so I'm going to make kefir cheese with the goat milk kefir. This is a bottle that I strained off yesterday. You see how the whey is already separating underneath, and all I have to do to make this into cheese is to strain it through a cheesecloth. It's basically almost the same thing that you do when you're making your homemade yogurt into a Greek yogurt. You're just straining out some more of the whey. And I usually use my kefir in smoothies and stuff, but I just haven't had any smoothies in a couple of days, which means I need to. And then I'm going to strain my other jar of goat milk kefir that's going, and I'll show you that. You see how clumpy that is? That's a little longer than a day, as you can see. Usually it takes 24 hours for the milk kefir to have the right amount of fermentation where you strain it off, and usually it'll be a lot runnier than this. This is what we call over fermented, which is not a bad thing. It's just going to be very tangy, so it'll be good to make into cheese. And so I just gently, you see the lumps? I don't want to break those up. Those are my milk kefir grains, so I'm just going to gently stir it through the strainer so that all of the kefir can go through, but not the grains. And I'll keep adding. Again, sorry about the dishwasher in the background. I'm being impatient. I could have waited till the dishes were done, but then the kids probably would have been cranky, and then I wouldn't have been able to get this video for you. So I'm just doing it along my timeline. We're not professional YouTubers yet, right? Right. We're getting there, though. Hopefully you guys have subscribed to our video, and you'll receive notifications when we have new ones. And follow along with us, because we're just getting better and better, and we're just getting started. So you can join us now and be a part of us when we were in our infancy, and hopefully grow this into something even better. And as you see, the milk kefir is just going through the strainer. I do use a non-metal strainer so that the grains don't come into contact with metal too much. You see the spoon is metal. It's okay to touch metal with your ferments. You just cannot leave the metal with the ferments. Most tutorials you'll see will say don't touch them with any metal. It's, you know, it's bad, but if you have a healthy strain of kefir, it's not going to hurt it, as you can see, because I do this every day. Okay, and then I have a jar full of kefir, and I'm going to strain that with a cheesecloth and get it where I can just drip the whey out all day long. My next batch of milk kefir, I just put the grains back into my jar after gently rinsing it, and fill it up with my milk, and that is it. I just cover it with my coffee filter and rubber band, and that's it. I wait 24 hours, leaving it at room temp. Easy peasy, and so good for you. Did you know that milk kefir, when it's made at home, has almost 90 different healthy, beneficial bacteria and yeast in it, whereas when you buy milk kefir in the store, it only has like 7 to 12 or somewhere around there. So it's really good to make at home. The milk kefir that I just strained, and it hasn't been refrigerated or anything, so it's gonna flow easily. I have my cheesecloth or butter muslin is folded over 3 times because I don't want to lose a lot of that kefir through the holes. So hopefully just a small amount of the whey will go through. But see, this one was the one that I strained off yesterday. Look at that. It already almost looks like cheese. Because even though I put it in the fridge, as it sat in the fridge, it still continued to do a ferment, but in a slower process, and it separated into curds and whey. I didn't think that was going to come out. And you see how much more solid that is? And you see when I break it, see the whey bubble up? So I just break that seal and get it to move for me. And pour that in. And hopefully by tonight, we'll have some kefir cheese, and we can flavor it with herbs or whatever, and we can use it to spread on crackers or add it to certain dishes. It's a delicious, very healthy treat. I decided to let gravity help me move this process along a little faster and tie it up and hang it from the cabinet. So just letting it drip down into the bowl and letting gravity help drip that way out. And you see there's already whey starting to pool in there, but not very much. So by the end of the day, there should be a good amount in there, and we should have some nice cheese. Our goat milk kefir cheese is now done straining. It strained all day, and I'm going to take it out of the cheesecloth and put it into a bowl and season it and make it a nice spreadable cheese for crackers. So I am going to use some herb de Provence. I'm just going to put some of that in there. I'm not really measuring, just eyeballing it. I'm going to stir that in. Alright, then I add my salt, pepper, crushed red pepper, and crushed bay leaf seasoning mix. I use this in everything, in case you haven't noticed, and I get it from a place up in New England. I get it from Portugalia. That's the name of the business that sells it, but it's a Portuguese seasoning, and as you see, the ingredients is basic, very basic, but for some reason it's awesome, and it's so good. Okay, that's Portugalia Marketplace in Fall River, Massachusetts. Here's the contact information. Really cool place, full of Portuguese options, and he's working on the website still, I believe. But he said if you email him, he will put together an order for you and ship it out, so you can get all different kinds of things. They sell everything you can think of, cheese making supplies, and you name it. All kinds of Portuguese food. Great place. Once I have it all stirred together well, I'm going to go ahead and refrigerate it again and let it sit so those herbs can release their flavor into the cheese. And then when I pull it out again, I will stir it again before serving.